Hello, this is Tarregor. This video is a Twitch stream that was not edited, so it's going to look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of Classic Plus is substantially different from that of retail WoW so you can challenge any private servers. Vanilla Plus and Turtle WoW is different than all those. This is also different than Dragonflight, of course. This is partially because it aims to fix Vanilla WoW's many problems first, Flesh on the Pulse already second, and add new content third. This is part of a playlist of videos. Check his video description for a link to the playlist. Now, normally I'd do more stuff in the introduction of business, it's just changes to the alcohol system, so I'm just going to get straight into the material. For the reader's reference, this is how drunk alcohol made you in patch 1.12.2. Alcohol that is labeled as weak gave you 5 stacks of an invisible debuff called inebriated. Standard alcohol labeled as standard, or not labeled at all as weak or strong or nothing like that, and Moonglow, they gave you 10 stacks of inebriated. Alcohol labeled by the game as strong gave you 20 stacks of inebriated. And Dark Moon Special Reserve, which is labeled as extremely strong, gave you 50 stacks of inebriated. And again, inebriated is a red debuff that is not displayed to the player, it is invisible. Rumsey Rum Light will be changed to be weak alcohol. Regular Rumsey Rum will be changed to be standard alcohol. Witch Doctor Bombay Strange Brew will inebriate you as much as weak alcohol, instead of as much as extremely strong alcohol, like Dark Special Reserve. This will prevent Witch Doctor Bombay's Strange Brew. One of the things he does to you if you talk to him, that guy in Senjin Village that gives you a bunch of conversational options to do stuff to you after you complete that quest in the Echo Isles. I forget what it's called. Anyway, this change will prevent that extremely strong alcohol from unexpectedly killing players due to the below changes. The internal spells, weak alcohol, standard alcohol, strong alcohol, potent alcohol, and Moonglow alcohol, which are used by alcoholic beverages to make you actually get drunk, will no longer have a cooldown, so spam drinks at your own risk. Every player will have one. Stamina will be changed as such. Each point of stamina will give you 1 point of a new stat called Alcohol Tolerance. Before applicable rates, we'll see section number 6 races. There is no base alcohol tolerance beyond your stamina. You get 1 alcohol tolerance per stamina period. The hard cap for inebriated stacks will be increased to 1024 or maybe 999. By the way, a player may have 1 stack of inebriated per point of alcohol tolerance without being fucking dead. At 0 to 5% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will become buzzed, which will not do anything except tell you that you're buzzed. At more than 5% to 11%. So at exactly 5% you won't be buzzed, but at more than 5% you will be. That's what this means. At more than 11% to 22% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will become tipsy, which will display the red debuff that says, you drank some alcohol and got tipsy. Your spirit or resistance to fear are increased by 10%, but you've also incurred many debilitating effects. These effects are not displayed by the tooltip are minus 10% to agility and intelligence, and charm/sleep resistances, minus 20 defense skill, and minus 20 weapon skills, stealth skill, and stealth detection skill, and plus 10% spell failure, and all the vanilla effects. What is spell failure? Spell failure, off the top of my head, without actually looking at my reference, is just a chance on spellcast for the spell to fizzle at the very beginning of the spellcast. At more than 20... Hold on. Ugh. Something that's happening. Anyway, at more than 22% to 44% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will become drunk, which will display as a red debuff that says, you drank a bunch of alcohol and got drunk. Heck. Fuck it, I'm not going to do the impression anymore. Your spirit and resistance to fear are increased by 15%, but you also get a lot of really bad effects. Heck. Among these effects are half agility, half den, half charm/sleep resistances, well, minus 15% actually, minus 100 defense skill, weapon skill, stealth skill, and self-detection skill, 50% spell failure, and all the vanilla effects. At more than 44% to 66% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will get totally smashed, which will display as a red debuff that says, you drank a lot of alcohol, and now you're totally smashed. Heck, your spirit and resistance to fear increased by 90%, but you also got a lot of really, really bad effects. The worst one is it might throw up if you drink some more. Heck. Among these effects are minus 90% agility, intelligence, and charm/sleep resistances, minus 180 defense skill and all weapon skills, stealth skill, and stealth detection skill, 90% spell failure and all the vanilla effects, and drinking alcohol smashes a 50% chance to make you throw up instead of getting inebriated, which plot stuns you for 15 seconds. That means you cannot dispel the stun. Or resist it. Oh, by the way, if your defense skill or some shit like that attempts to go below 1, it'll just get set to 1. At more than 66%, 277% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will pass out, preventing the player from performing all actions, including talking in chat channels, and put a speech bubble over your head. So, including talking in /say and /yell, until the player is at or below 50% of the player's alcohol tolerance, and the player will get a 15-minute red debuff saying you drank too much alcohol and passed out. At more than 77%, to 100% of your alcohol tolerance, to exactly 100% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will go into a coma, which is like passing out, except it lasts for an entire fucking week. The debuff says, you drank too much alcohol and went into a coma. You can type /die in any chat channel to stop fighting for your life and accept death. Or you can wait out the coma. At over 100% of your alcohol tolerance, the player will simply die, which will produce a message in chat and combat logs that says, you drank too much alcohol and you drank so much alcohol that you died. Go easier on your drinks next time. Yeah, that's all the changes they got for alcohol. So yeah, if you drink too much alcohol, you'll fucking die. Just like in real life. Thanks for watching.